looked in there and I've looked in your office, it has to be.
An electronic oscillator is an electronic circuit that produces a periodic, oscillating electronic signal, often a sine wave or a square wave.
Well, hey everyone, hopefully you can hear me okay. I've got two mics on, so there might be some weirdness going on. Because I'm going to head on over to there, which is my test bench. We're going to do some DIY projects. Sorry about the sun coming through the blinds there. A couple of eurorack projects, and better than sitting here talking to my face, let's head on over. Okay, I can't really hear anything, so I don't really know why. I'm going to get the, hi everyone, I'm here. I'll get YouTube going so I can check the chat. Let's have a look here, my channel. Give me a sec, I'm just getting my live stream up. Turn the volume off. Good. Cool, we got what's the delay like? Yeah, a couple of seconds. Cool. Alright, so keep an eye on the chat, and I've got the chat on the iPad here, so, and I've also got the project running. Whoever's watching, jump into chat, let us know if you guys can hear me okay. I'm looking at the levels and it seems to be alright. It seems to be okay. There should be a way for me to control the stream from here, but I just need to, not sure if I can do this with an IP address. Anyway, let's go back to here. All right, what we're going to do today is we're going to build, you can't really see much with this, but it's the Bastel Quattro Figaro. And basically what this is a, like a VCA, a quad VCA, but it's got a couple of other cool little tricks. And what I like about it, it's a DIY project, and you can, as you can see, this is actually a wooden panel, and that's pretty neat. So we've got all the bits here. First job is to get the resistors in to the board. The reflection on this is probably bad, you can see it there. And what we do first, obviously, with any project, you should turn your multimeter on, chuck it onto the ohms setting, and always check that you're putting the right resistors in. And it should say 100 ohms. Bang, good. So that's 100 ohms, we are good to go. So everywhere on here should be 100 ohms. Now, give you guys a bit of a closer look at this board. We can chuck it underneath this camera here. Is it going to show me? There we go. So there's your 100K, that one there, and that's going to go with all the resistors are going to go in there. So There's plenty of 100Ks on here. There's 29 of them actually. So you can see there's a whole bunch of different other values here. So we're going to put the 100Ks in and go from there. Now, when I do this, it's going to not go back to camera, is it? Come on. There we go. All right, so we get this back on here. I mean, that may be a bit of a pain in the ass, but anyway, let's get these going and just double check chat. Audio's good. How you guys going? Levels are good. Awesome. Sounds clear, looks clean. Beautiful. Thanks, guys. Nice to see you guys. So who we got in chat? We got is it LST or LSLT quick? That's an interesting nick there. I'm not sure what that means. You have to let us know. Where can I put the iPad? It's going to be a bit of a pain. Put it on my drawer maybe. Okay. Anyway, let's get the resistors in. So all across the top here, there's a whole bunch of 100Ks. And yeah. Anyway, what have you guys been up to? By the way, I do have Zoom, if we should, do you want to get Zoom going? There we go, first resistor in. I'll just move the light away. You can see it now. First resistor is in. 28 to go. I need to get it so that I can do picture-in-picture and stuff, which I can do. It just means I've got to go back over to the other desk. Okay. That one needs to be a bit thinner. With resistors, a lot of us know this, but for those who don't, it doesn't matter which way around they go. So there's a little bank of 400Ks there, and there's no 100Ks there, and then there's a bank of 2 here, and then there's a whole bunch of 400Ks there. So we just have to make sure we get them in the right spot. It's a pity I can't zoom. It's a GoPro. But I'm not really here for camera technique today, I'm just here for a chat. Yeah, there's a lot of components in this. You're right, it is daunting. There's chips and capacitors and a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot. Whole bunch of resistors here, diodes. And then once you've done all that, then there's the mechanical stuff. So, you know, you got to do it. I mean, I really should be doing this a lot quicker than what I'm doing right now, but don't judge me. I'm just having a chat and I'm kind of distracted. Semi-distracted anyway. Okay. I don't know if we do Zoom, we can have guys talking to me at the same time. That might actually be cool. I can get the Zoom going. I don't know who's going to join us, but hopefully we don't get any weirdos. Sometimes happens, eh? So there's 4 in. That's going to take a while. This is kind of like a therapeutic thing in a way. I find I put these jobs off because I need to like be a dad and run the house and things like that, and I just don't get a lot of time for this sort of stuff. But if you can hear snoring, it's my dog. And she's just over there, that way. Over to my left, your right. Okay, just give me a second. I'm going to have a look at... We're going to have a look at the zoom. Get the zoom going. Put the headphones over there. Okay, to do the zoom, guys, I'll just come over to the desk so you can see me. Hello, hello. Right, so first thing we'll probably need to get up and running is the bot, I guess. We don't really need it, but we can get the bot up. So see if we can get the bot going. Okay, first thing I want to do with the bot is I want to get rid of some commands in here. So well, let's just turn it on anyway, see what happens. Make it active for YouTube. And active for Trovo. I don't even know why we're using Trovo. Okay, now, if that works, then I should be able to go into here and go ! zoom, and it should paste the bit.ly link. It's done it in Twitch, but I don't know if it's done it in YouTube just yet, but that's okay. I can just copy that, paste that. All right, there is the Zoom link. Now, what we should do is pin that. I need to go to here. Go to here. Pin that. Okay. Cool. Done that. Next job is to open the Zoom call thing. Okay, good. 0 people in Zoom, that's fine. And then the next thing I need to do is actually open myself in Zoom. See if this works. Okay, just give me a second. Join my own channel. Cool. All right, so I'm in Zoom. That's fine. That's all good. Okay, cool. Zoom's working. All right, now that view there is, where is that view? That view there is 25. Where's 25? There. So if I click on that, cool, that takes me back to there. All right, and I don't know why the chat's not working. Chatbot's not working for YouTube. It says it's active. a bit of a pain in the ass, actually. It's a wee bit of a pain. Anyway, we've got what we needed pinned. That's the main thing. Let's head back on over. And I can keep an eye on the zoom thingo. Don't know what these buttons do. Telestrator. Okay, we don't need those. All right, let's get back to doing this stuff. Should we have? We could probably put a little bit of background music in. I don't know. I don't really know if I could be bothered to drown out Bonnie snoring. Should put the camera on Bonnie. We should have Bonnie cam. Let's do Bonnie cam. She's on a blanket at the moment. She just loves owning blankets. All right, there's Bonnie cam, guys. Live stream of the Bonnie cam. She's snoring her little head off right now. Isn't she cute? Oh, that is so cute. Now, what camera is that on? That's on 54. I'm never going to remember that. But anyway, that's fine. So we just need to remember 25. Cool. I don't know, we can remember 54. You guys can remember that. That's the input number. Right, let's head back over. Now, if I go to here and then type in that URL that I just had. By the way, I'm back over here. No. .20. Oh, that's cool. All right. This is pretty cool. I can actually control vMix from here. So I can show Bonnie cam, which was 54, wasn't it? Where was it? That's kind of interesting. Anyway, if you're going to jump into Zoom, it might be easier for me to... Have I got Zoom on here? I don't know if I've got it on my iPad. I do. Okay, let's see if I can join Zoom on here. Oh my God, Bonnie, you are loud as... So loud. Okay. All right. I can see zoom now. That's what we want to see, the participants. That's good. Okay, now I need to go back to the chats. Cool. I reckon that works. All right. I don't know how much of this we're going to get done today, but let's have a good old Captain crack. Okay, 100 Ks. Back to the 100 Ks. Where'd my glasses go? Yeah, join us on Zoom, guys. Then I can talk to someone. Because it's a bit hard to talk just to the online chatties. I can, but no one said anything for a little bit. Yeah, do a simple mod type board. Do a simple one. I mean, this is technically simple. It's just there's a lot of components, that's all. But technically simple. I don't think there's any SMD on this, or SMC, or however you want to call it. Surface mounted SMC, surface mounted components. I kind of like SMC better. As a word, anyway. So we're going to do all these 100 Ks, and then we're going to solder them in. Now I've got the soldering iron turned on, and it's just over here, and you can see how that light's flashing there. And it's sitting on about 330 degrees Celsius. I kind of feel like 330 is a good one. We've got the ream of solder here. I always like it to be on a ream like that, because it's kind of easier, I feel. Now we don't want to put it in the 100N spots, just the 100K. So there's a heap of 100K here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to keep us busy for a little while. Now I'm assuming if you really want to be OCD about this stuff, but this pack here, right, they all look the same. So they've got little colours, little stripes, right? I'm assuming they're all 100K because I measured the first one. If you really don't trust people to pack stuff, you can check them all individually. And that may you're feeling a little bit more less stressed, I guess. Bonnie, your snoring is so annoying. We're going to all have to try and just ignore it. Unless you want me to put some music on, I guess, in the background. They just seem to be a little bit... Just go in. Yeah, here we go. We just want them to be... We don't want them floating around on top. We want them to be... So basically when you get them in... Oh, that fell off. That's interesting. You can actually... You can spread them like that. and they'll generally stay in place a bit better. Spread the pins. Doesn't really matter which way you spread them. But that generally does help. How come you came off? What's your excuse? You don't have one. You're just being annoying. An annoying excuse is what you've got. Okay. Don't pin the chat. I don't know who's on Twitch. I actually haven't even looked at Twitch. Should probably have a look. Hi everyone on Twitch. On the stream on Saturday, I was looking for a module called the Typhoon, and during the show I just couldn't find it. It was quite funny because I couldn't find it. Then I spent the next day pulling the studio apart to look for it. And the good news is I did find it. See if I can find the camera angle. I'll just see if I can grab that for you. But anyway, just a sec. We'll just get this one in. I mean, this... Where are we? I can't remember what it was on here. There we go. Now, Mac volume, Mac, mute all videos. Top cam. There we go. But the problem is I've not got it on the right spot. There's Typhoon there. I'd find it. Let me go back. Okay, let's keep going. Is there a way I can zoom on that camera? I don't think there is. $100K resistors. Here we go. Now, at the moment, it's probably about midnight in the US, and it's probably about 3-4 a.m. in the UK. So we're not going to get a lot of our regular people on here. But that's okay, because really, you know, I'm asleep when they're awake and they're asleep when I'm awake. That's generally how it works when you live on the other side of the globe. So why am I building a VCA module or a quad VCA module? Well, the answer is you can never have enough VCAs. You never have enough VCAs. So you never have enough of anything really. if we want to go down that route. But VCAs become, when you've got a lot of oscillators and filters and things like that, VCAs become very scarce. And once you get the VCAs to the point where you've used them all up, you end up having to double up on stuff. And that may not be ideal. So we want to have more. Alright, we've populated the 8. Let's find another bank. There's another 100k there. We're about halfway through the 100k. So this is the biggest of all. The second one is this one here. I don't know, guys. I find this, if you've got like, rather than sitting there watching Netflix, wasting your life away in front of your computer screen, I do enjoy, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy a good movie. I do like them. But sometimes we consume too much movies. So, yeah. I kind of feel like sometimes I'm wasting away some of my time. And when you buy eurorack stuff, it can be quite expensive. So that one there's 100k, and the one just above it is 100N. So I'll show you what I'm doing. So is that going to focus? When's it going to focus? But you guys get me. So that one there's 100k, and the one above it's 100N. You got to be careful. Anyway, yeah, so I kind of feel like if you've got the gear, luckily enough for me, I've got the gear, I've bought it over the years. This sort of stuff doesn't go out of date either, Soldering irons and multimeters and stuff have pretty much been the same caper for a long time. And if you've got the gear to do it, and you start yourself out, you just watch a couple of YouTube videos. If you don't know how to solder, there's a guy called Dave Jones, EEV blog I think it is. He's got a great video on how to solder, just as a beginner. And you can learn how to do that. And you don't even have to build something to do it. You can try just on an old bit of circuit board. Find a bit of old electronics that's carked it, and play with it. Most of the stuff is pretty basic. You don't even really need to use maths or anything like that. It's pretty basic stuff. It's all systemized, so it makes it easy for us. So that bank there is all 100k, so that's fine. I can just do a row there, and then we're getting close to the end, I feel, and then we'll start soldering. So that bank there is 100k. Well, we're not getting close to the end. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to go. No one's in chat. Tell me the chat, guys. Is anyone in Zoom? Where's my Zoom? No one's in Zoom. No one's in chat. I'm on my own. They did say the audio is coming through, so good stuff for that. Oh, this one's being a pain. Get in there. So these boards are really kind of cool because you can actually hold them in the light and you can see the traces underneath them. You can see see that reflection of the light following those traces. There you go, you can see it better now. So that's where the electrons flow, and you can follow them and you find out what are all these resistors doing, what are all these capacitors doing, what's their job. Basically a VCA is an amplifier. Well, basically it is. And the good thing about it, a VCA, is it gives you the ability to modulate and control how that amplification works. So that's why we say you can have enough, never have enough VCAs. When you've got to put 29 resistors in, that means you've got to times it by 2. So how many times you have to solder it. Don't think of things that way, because, you know, if you do think of things that way, you're never ever going to do stuff like this. You'll just end up sitting on the couch watching Netflix. Two 100Ks here. It's a bit annoying how the camera, I might need the camera back a bit actually. Can I move it back a little bit? That's better. I don't often use the GoPros to do my streams. I've had these GoPros for a long time. They're 5s, 7s? 7s. Definitely 7s, yeah. But the good thing about they're blacks too, by the way, if you're wondering. They've got HDMI out, and in my studio here, I've got quite a lot of HDMI switches, like the ATEMs and bits and pieces like that. Next 100K is there, and there. 4 more to go. And then we solder. Hey, practice, you're in New York. You're up late, mate. Hope you guys over in the US are doing okay with that crazy man running the show there. It's a bit scary, isn't it? It's a little bit scary. We kind of got a glimpse of it during COVID here. We had a bit of a crazy man here where I live. And he locked us all in. And we basically found out how little rights we had, which is kind of scary. A lot of people were saying that it felt like World War II. I don't think it really felt like World War II, to be honest. I mean, you weren't getting blown up and killed and things like that. It wasn't that bad, but the fact that you were sort of controlled and you didn't have any rights, part of it, that's what felt bad. Almost like a nanny state. I think we've only got 1 more 100K to go. Yeah, it's crazy, mate. It is. It's crazy. Well, shall we say he's crazy? Dear. It's a bit sad, actually. People have that power that shouldn't. I don't think any one individual should have that much power, to be honest. But anyway, that's how they've done it. For a reason, I guess. Bad reasons, good reasons. People will argue, no doubt, what the reasons are. So what we want to do now is just go through and just make sure that they're sitting as flush as they can on the board. So I feel that one there could be better. Alright, now we're going to solder. There is no rhyme or reason how do we solder, but you may like to do it a certain way. This mouse mat is just getting destroyed from projects that I've done in the past. You can see there's a massive burn there. So do excuse the mess. Alright, well, don't judge me. I'm not the best solderer in the world. If you're new to soldering and you're about to see me do it, I'm hoping that I don't let you guys down. So generally speaking, what we want to do is we want to get the solder, you don't want to be too close to the end, right? Because you'll burn your fingers. And we want to get the soldering iron, okay? And get it to the point where we're feeling comfortable, get things out of the way. And then just hold the tip on. Like that, just like that. Now, I want to show you guys what it looks like under the microscope camera. Because, come on. So don't worry about that little burn there. That's completely fine. But that's what I just did. So what you're looking for in a good solder is you're looking for, where's that little pointer there? That blob, right, has to make a good contact all the way around. See all this, see this circle pad here where the wire goes through. So that blob coats the wire, makes a good contact. That little burn that you see there, that's part of the solder mask, so that is completely fine. Do not worry about that. It's going to be fine. So now I've got to do a shite load more of those. Let's get the camera back on. I don't know why it does this. I wish it would just stay. Probably because I switched it. It's probably sensing. My daughter's got photos on there. Okay. Can do one under the scope. Yeah, I could actually. That's not a bad idea. Let's do one under the scope for you. I'm going to have to bring the scope a bit closer to me though. Oops. Okay. We'll do the one next to it, shall we? The only problem is I can't actually see until I get the wire in. It's so bright under here. There we go. I get the wire in. You'll see me flapping around. So that's the solder. And there is the solder tip. Look how grubby that solder tip is. There we go. That's actually pretty damn good if I don't say so myself. I was expecting it to be a lot worse than that. Oh dear. I've done it before. Crazy girls on the bus. My daughter just went on a camping trip with her school, so she's probably taken a whole bunch of photos. Hopefully she's got them off of here. Anyway, let's keep going. It's almost like electronic porn. Now that got in the way. I don't like that. Get me out, get me out, get me out. Alright, so as we go, we'll grab our little clippers and we'll clip them off as we go. The ones that we've done. And we want to clip them off nice and close to the board. Okay, so we're just doing it along that line there at the moment. Not very exciting, is it? But anyway, the whole idea with this is that you guys keep me company. Don't know whether that's going to be true or not, but anyway, we'll give it a rock and roll. What we want to do too is notice that under the camera, the microscope camera, it was really grubby, that tip, and it's going to look grubby no matter what because it's, you know, zooming in, but we can give it the tip a clean. Let's give it a nice clean. Interesting to see what that tip looks like now under here. Sorry, I'm so shaky. But yeah, it's not too bad now. Okay, back to my daughter's photos, back to the GoPro. Good to see that GoPro is actually charging. Sometimes it's so small, it doesn't look like it's stuck. Maybe I might just do it under here. So they're the ones I just did. Let's do the ones to the right of it. Looking good. Alright, shall we snip those off? Wait for a second or two for them to dry. And we'll snip these off. Like that. That one. That one there. And that's these. So you can see through the other side that the solder's come through. Good flow on that. Under the scope, yeah, look at that mess there. So it actually looks so hard to see under the scope, but for us, outside of the scope it looks like a mess. But under the scope it's actually a lot easier to see. I'd never be able to be a surgeon. Come on. That one doesn't seem to want to take solder. There we go. Yeah, I'd never be able to be a surgeon, eh? I'm too shaky. Too old. Too old and shaky. You wouldn't want to trust me with your your life-threatening surgical job. Okay, I kind of feel like as we go, we need to snip, because it's really hard for me to see where the soldering iron goes from above until I actually get it in there like that. See, these wires are just in the way. So there's one there. That's it there. I love the look of the flux as you do it. It kind of, it's like it just bubbles and bubbles and bubbles. It's really cool. All right. Let's snip these. Good thing about, I guess, putting it under the scope is that we can see when we snip them if it's been soldered properly. So we're kind of doing two things at the same time. So when we snip that, we're feeling, yeah, that's pretty good. We're happy with the solder. That one there, happy with the solder. And you just keep moving through. So, got to pick up the one. Where's the camera gone? Where am I? There. Alright, next load. I will come and fix these little daggy bits later, like that one there. I could probably fix it now actually, but that leg is in the way. There we go. Sorry, I just knocked the camera as I did it. Alright, let's keep going. Like I said, I don't usually do it under the microscope, so it's probably taken me twice as long. But that's okay, as long as you guys are enjoying it. It's really kind of uncoordinated to do. It's so hard. I can't see what I'm doing. Is that the one there? Yeah. I feel like I did two at the same time then without even realizing it. Let's just have a look underneath the camera. up to? We're up to here. All right. What's going on there? Right, we're getting more closer to fruition. So are we on the right one here? No, we were on that one. Soldering blind with Ranzee. Stay tuned for more blind soldering under a microscope camera, where you have no friggin' idea what you're doing. You can kind of see it. It's not as I'm making it sound worse than what it is. You can see it. It's just really minuscule. Really minuscule. Minuscule. A mini skill. Look at how it shows all the tiny little bits of dust and hairs and stuff that you would never even see with the naked eye. Yeah, get in there. Okay. Get to the point where you get these things get in the way. So you got to move them out of the way. That one looks like it's been done, but the one below hasn't, so we'll do the one below. That one there. Alright, let's get rid of some of these wires. I can't keep changing camera angles quickly because it's it's not set up to a switcher. It's set up to like a, what is a switcher, but it's a manual switcher. Let's do those three there. It's almost therapeutic. Not really. Any more across here? Yeah, there's one more there. So that's that one. I'm running out of solder. Ugh. I've knocked it out of the camera angle so you guys couldn't see that. There we go. All good there. Okay. All right. Let's bring it back to there. Hey, Chris. Let me just get the GoPro going again. Oh, come on, GoPro crashed? Seriously? What happened, GoPro? Come on. Why you not play? I think the GoPro's crashed. Alright, we'll go back to... Where is it? There. Hey, Chris, you can join if you want. If you're not a huge fan of white PCBs, yeah. Hey, James. Yeah, I snip in groups. The Zoom is running. bit.ly/Ranzee Zoom if you want to join on Zoom. Then I can get some conversations going without me having to keep checking chat. But if you're busy, I understand that is fine. If you've got things to do. Anyway, let's find out why GoPro didn't work. Let's take GoPro off. Alright. GoPro, I'm just going to have to take the battery out. Sometimes they crash. It's stuck in one of those clamp things. Which way does it come out? That's the question. Oh, God. Okay. GoPro, show me why you are being a douche. Battery out. Oh, that's no good. I feel like the battery, I don't know if I can show you this here. I feel like the battery's expanded. How do I go up? Feels like the battery's bulged. Is it going to show me? So I don't know if you can see that under the microscope, but that looks like the battery's bulged. I do have another battery, but I'd say that battery's had it because I almost couldn't get it out. I do have another battery, so don't despair. Yeah. Hands in the air. Maybe she got too hot. I'm not sure. Is that the right battery? It is indeed. Okay, let's put it back in. That way around. And then get some power happening. Wow, we've got power again. I'm going to show you this. This is crazy. I've literally just blown a GoPro battery. Okay, let me just go across to here. Oops, wrong one. No. That canal. Try again. Okay. I don't know if you can see this, right? But see how she's bulged? You can see it more on this side here. It's bulged. So the GoPro battery just overheated and bulged. Piece of shit. Anyway. It's upside down, Miss Jane. All the electrons are going to fall out. Me hearties. What to do? We're just snipping as we go. Did anyone join us in Zoom? You can't check everything at the same time here. Where's Zoom gone? No one's in Zoom. That's okay. Cool. All right. Look at the mess it makes, eh? All right, and you can see all those little, you'll see it when I put it under here, but the little brown solder marks. We're going to have to go down now. All right, so what I'm talking about is these brown marks here. You can actually get rid of them. True story, bro. Bonnie, you can snore your head off all day long, can't you? You're just going to snore your head off all day long for us all. Just, you think that you're actually singing in your sleep, but we call it snoring. She's actually got her eyes open at the moment and she's snoring. By the way, yes, I am shaky. That's just how I am. I've always been a shaky person. Sorry. If you don't like it, if it makes you feel nervous, I apologise. I do my best. And the fact is, I still managed to get through life without too much drama. Whoa, I missed. That's going to suck. I just got a hole that I'm not supposed to get. Solder mask, where are you? Solder sucker. Actually, yeah, maybe I'll get the solder sucker. Let's do that. We're gonna need that hole, guys. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. This is what happens when you do things when you're not used to doing them the way you... But I do have a solder sucker. More flux. The flux capacitor. Let's see if we can get this out. Where's my tip? Okay, there. And then almost. Where'd it go? I'm not going to get it, am I? I'm making things worse. I need to do it outside of here, sorry. I just can't get the solder sucker to get at the right angle. Damn you, pilgrims. Yeah, she's snoring pretty good. She's a good snorer. You guys get used to it after a while. It's no big deal. It's really no big deal. Now we just need to move some of these wires out the way so I can see what I'm bloody doing. Wow, I can't believe that GoPro battery just blew up. It's crazy. Crazy. Like seriously crazy. This is where we're up to, boys. I'm missing that spot every time. Just there we go. The camera light is in my way, so I'm going to have to move this camera light up higher. There we go. And some more here. Okay. Let that cool down for a second. You guys will see how much mess it makes in a sec when the GoPro decides to work. I guess the other benefit of using the camera, the microscope camera, is you can see if the solder worked while you're soldering. Whereas if you did it like eyeball, like this, you can't really see. And you're going to have to go back and recheck these things later on. Alright, so there we go. That's all I've done so far. Just a whole bunch of resistors. But I've got more to do, so let's keep cracking. Next, is. Yeah, we're going to go through and check them all in a sec, guys, don't worry. We want to do 1K next. 1K. Don't worry, if you see something, I've already seen it, and we'll go back and fix them in a sec. There was definitely a dodginess on that solder, so we'll go check it. Let's have a look at 1K. So just make sure they're 1K by using the multimeter. Getting close to 1K. All right. Chris, you're not in, are you? I can't see you in, so. No one's in Zoom. Okay, cool. I've got the headphones off at the moment, guys, so I can't actually hear. But the only thing I can do is just keep an eye on Zoom. Anyway, let's do 1K. But you guys reckon there was a couple of dodgy solders in here, so let's have a look. Let's go through and have a look at them. Starting from the bottom right-hand corner of the board. And we just keep going. Sometimes the camera angle, it doesn't actually, so you can see if I tilt it, you can actually see the solder. So you can just do that, and if you're not happy with it, sorry, that was my headphones that just fell off. So that is all good there. Come back to the side. Now, pretty good. Can't really complain there. Like that's just, it's hard to see. I don't have to adjust the camera here. Yeah, no dramas with those. So it's hard for me to hold this. Two hands, there we go. Yep. Happy. You're happy, I'm happy. Custom PCB printing. Sorry, you're going to look at my daughter while I read the chat. Oh, we don't want that either. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong button on the GoPro. I don't use the GoPro as much as I used to, and I'm kind of forgetful of the button sequence. I just wish it would just default to camera. It's just the firmware version of this is a GoPro 7 black. So we're going to do 1K now. So on the board, what we're going to do is we are going to look for all the little 1K spots and then solder those little suckers in. While we're doing that, I guess I can keep an eye on the chat and talk to you guys. Cool. Multitasking. So when you get these these into a small spot. You've got to bend the legs and stick them through the hole, push that together and push it down. Now, you said, do I do the bend method? I did before, but you could do it that way there, so that they're splayed. It would be easier for soldering. So we can do that. So there's 20 of these. Yeah, so PCB, custom PCB printing. PCBWay are pretty good. I don't know if that's the cheapest, but I've never had a problem with them. I think a few other guys have used them that I know, and they seem to be okay with them. People have different opinions, of course, in this world, so that's fine. You're allowed to. But yeah, PCBWay would be the only one that I know of that would access pretty much the globe. Otherwise, you're going to use someone in your local area that does electronics. Anyone else got some suggestions there? For electronic components? Yeah. DigiKey's good. Mouser is good globally. RS, it's always been around, they're still around. Element 14 we've got here. I don't know if Element 14 are in the UK as well. But DigiKey, I feel pretty good. Mouser tends to be a little bit pricey. But I've got heaps of stuff from Mouser over the years. Oh, that one's just want to be... You just want to be difficult, don't you? You just don't want to go in. Yeah, so PCBWay. What do you want to do? You want to make obviously you want to make a circuit board, but what's the project? Or can't you tell us? So that's secret. I always like the DIY stuff. It really gets me thinking, you know, like, because I know how much the guys that do DIY, and I'm talking about people that make things, and then those things that they make, they then become commercially available. They never really, like, it's just boutique, you know what I mean? And it's just like guys like you and me, just boutique. And I really like to support them as much as I can, because they put a lot of love and sweat and blood and tears and anger and into their products. So it's good. Oh yeah, Radio Shack. Well, we used to get Radio Shack here in Australia, but they were called Tandy, same thing. And the UK also had Tandy. You guys had Tandy as well, but I know that they were different. But Radio Shack in Australia was Tandy. Tandy had... we also had this company called Dick Smith, which you guys may not have heard of him. Dick Smith still exists, but it's a shell of what it used to be. So these days, if you want to buy electronic components like a retail, like just walk in, as Maikshifter said in the chat before, we've got Ultronics and JCar. And unfortunately, those companies, they're just getting the Chinese stuff in. It's really not that good quality, that stuff. I don't know if DIY will ever get trendy. It's technically it is trendy. Whoa, did the camera just go? Have we just lost another camera? Wow. that's going to really suck if we've lost another camera. Battery. That will really, really suck because I can't afford to keep buying GoPro batteries. They're not cheap. Just let it cool down, I think. Maybe it's getting hot. Maybe you're not really supposed to leave these things on. Anyway, you guys can enjoy that view of the camera. I don't really feel like troubleshooting my camera right now. I'm supposed to be doing electronics. Why can't things just work? Without dramas. Do you know what I mean? Did I just drop the resistors? No, here they are. It'd be nice just to have no dramas when you do things. Like every live stream, I swear to God, there's always something that, you know, is going wrong. Like over the last couple of weeks, it's been the chatbot, or it's been whatever, like an audio interface, or there's always something. Camera's gone down. Just like no dramas would be great. Buy gear. These are all reputable brands too, like GoPro. It's reputable. Yes, that view is insane, but that's just letting you know that's what we're doing. We can just adjust the camera a bit. We're just putting resistors through. So that's what it looks like on the other side. Blurry, I know, sorry. We're getting there. Don't worry, I'll be coming at you very soon with the soldering iron, which has to be the most boring video ever. But anyway, at least we can chat. Let me just jump over to the PC in a sec anyway, and I'll just paste the Zoom link in again for you guys, because chatbot doesn't seem to be helping me. Good on your chatbot for not doing your job. I've only got about 6 more resistors to go. It's live. What can I put there for you guys to look at? You can put something there. You guys can look at something. There you go. You can look at some resistors. Does that excite you? Nice colours. You guys should be able to work out what those resistors are by the colours, provided the camera's actually delivering the correct colours. What do you guys think those are? Yeah. Well, plenty of colour charts around. Google should bring up one for you. $1K, baby. Just give me $1K. You could teach an AI to read. It's getting very good, AI now. Very, very good. I feel like I'm quite happy with some of the direction it's going. Obviously, we're not going to be too pleased with some of the other directions it's going to go in, because there's always going to be someone who will want to use AI for sinister reasons. But they are getting really cool. Like, you can get it to generate audio, video, text, all sorts of stuff. Fill out your spreadsheet. Google, what's the Google one called? You can have it so that it reads something and populates a spreadsheet for you and all this sort of stuff. It's pretty cool. Some serious AI stuff going on. I use it a little bit day to day. So even just in my channel here, I use it. So the image that I had at the start of the show, which is, where are we? See if I can get it for you guys. So that one, that's done by AI. Now I need that one back. There we go. Isn't that cool? I could do that on the iPad. Does anyone actually know though? Seriously, does anyone know what that resistor value is? I can tell you in a sec what it is, because I'm busy with the 1Ks here, but if you have a go. Two go. Yeah, not a massive fan of white PCBs either, Chris. I just don't think they are smart, but there are people out there that swear by them and they think that they are good for that sort of stuff. Oh God, is that going to be? These are the two 1Ks I need to get the hole through. Okay, just give me a sec. All right, so the answer to the quiz is, what resistor value was that? Multimeter says 47K. 47K. Did you guys get 47K? All right, so we've got a little problem, and that is that we just need to solder what we've done, and we are then going to sort out the problem with the. Let me just put the Zoom in here. I'll do it manually. HTTP. Well, it's actually. Didn't I pin it? Yeah, it's pinned. The Zoom link is pinned, guys. If you guys want to join us on Zoom. Is there anyone in Zoom? No one's in Zoom. If you guys join us in Zoom, I can add you in and we can talk live. Okay. All right, let's go to soldering. So we're going to go, I feel like we're going to go downwards. I don't know. Downwards, upwards, down, who cares? No one really cares, do they? Which way we go? Where shall we stop? Nobody knows. Where is that soldering line gone? Is it actually in the way of the camera? Oh, there it is there. All right, I feel like we need to zoom a little bit. Yes, there we go. Lovely, lovely. Love your work. Honey, you're so loud. Seriously, dog. Seriously, doggy. Oh, come on, get on there. This thing is in the way. Don't want to have too much solder on your tip there, guys, because that's what happens just then what you saw. Clean your tips. Oh, come on, you stupid thing. That one's done. Okay, right on the corner. Every tiny little movement that you make under a microscope, it looks massive. And I just, because I've got the pin sticking up, I'm knocking it with my hand. Okay. Let's get all the pins that I just did and bend them out the way. Okay, we're just going to snip all these off now. More to do. Alright, as we go, we snip a group. Alright, so once we finish these, we will go into and fix our little problem. Alright, it's hard for me to find where the camera's looking. I feel like it's there. No, we want that one there, don't we? Come on. They, for some reason, were really tricky. So we're going to need to see if we're happy with them. Yeah, okay. Good. Okay, now the bottom row, and then we're done. We've just got to fix those last two resistors that we can't get in because I've accidentally put some solder in the holes. First world problems for Ranz. Okay. You're going to work now. Mentioned checking all of these as I go. Okay, now we've got to fix these two 1K ones, which are just here. So what we're going to do, if we grab an old resistor leg, we're going to need to do it with something to hold the board, I feel. So these two here, these two here, there and there. Yeah, I know. Wick is your friend, and I've got wick right here. Got one. Oh, got one. Just one more to go. You nasty little bitch. I just want to get this in. Where's my resistor gone? It's going to be difficult, aren't you? Just doesn't want to come out. Wow, what a pain in the ass that is. Where'd my resistor go now? There it is. Oh, did just yesterday week as your friend, yeah. Yep. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll put her in, the one next to it. It's a pity I can't heat up that leg and just push it through with brute force. I just don't have enough hands. Hold the board with something. Hold that. I want to just push that through like that. Everything just moves. Everything just moves. Stop moving. Just stop freaking getting in your way. Oh, God help me. Just keep moving on me. Let's try it under the microscope, see what we can see under here, so you guys can see what I'm up to. So, where are we? Blind as a proverbial bat, as usual. Alright, so that is where I need to, you can see what I've tried to fix it. That is what we need to get rid of. That crap there. And just solder wicked it. There. So that. We just need that hole to come back up. Oh, come on. It's almost there. Maybe we can suck it up. It's just about broken that solder mask now. She's completely bodged. Really want to poke something through while I'm doing that. So where's my last resistor gone? Good morning. Like the smell of flux in the morning, yes. Could try that way, yeah. Heat it from the back, the front or the back, whatever way you want to call it. We could try that. Let's go back to our other camera. Move that across. Okay, so we want to hold that. Not like that. Get in there. I need another hand, so I need to hold it somehow. Okay, that might do me. Alright, now where's my 1K? Heat it from the front, suck it from the back. So I'm going to want to hold it there. Make sure we've got that on the right spot. Which is there. Fuck, this is hard. There. I don't have enough hands. I need another set of hands. This thing's not going to hold it properly. It's not going to hold it strong enough for me. It's not. It doesn't have. I'm going to have to use my vise. I'll use my vise. Chuck it in the vise. You guys can't see the vise. It's over here. Just a little mini vise. I just need something with a bit stronger hands. Okay. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do this over here. So, get off my chair. I do it and I can't see what I'm doing because it's so tiny. Okay, so it's the bottom one. Back in a sec with another pair of glasses. Guys, you're in Zoom. Seriously. Let's add to there. Seriously. All right. You're in. Let me put my headphones on, which fell down.
I'm not muted anymore.
Oh, you're kidding me.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's massive echo problems because I've got you on speakers.
Okay, I can hear you now.
You can? Excellent.
All right, so what was I doing before? Trying to get this friggin' solder joint out.
You've been soldering things in the wrong spot again.
No, I think I just moved the soldering iron in the wrong place. Okay.
Don't mind me, I'm just having a coffee.
I'm just heading up from the front. Still can't see through it. So I would suggest
Yeah, we can't see
I didn't get it.
Doing the work.
It's that one there. Oh, you moved on me, didn't you? I'm going to get it right on, otherwise it won't suck it out.
Oh yeah, you have to be pretty accurate and get a good seal. That's why I often end up using solder wick.
Well,
Yeah.
I've tried the solder wick and it just wouldn't come. And I was breaking the solder mask. Anyway, let's have a look.
Yeah, probably need a bit of flux, but you probably don't have.
Yeah, she's still blocked.
Yeah, you kind of need to add a bit of flux to the solder wick, even though it comes with flux inbuilt. I just watched a YouTube video recently about this, which was
Yeah, I don't think I've got flux actually.
no, as I said, I don't either. I just got one of these flux pens.
I might actually. Actually, I might. Oh, I've got to have to pull apart my drawers and stuff to find it. Yeah.
It's just a stick thing with isopropyl alcohol and some other.
That's what
flux.
we're looking at, boys. Can you guys see that? No, you're not. You're a different camera.
God. I'm sure it doesn't look as bad as that in real life.
Hang on a sec. Why is the YouTube not caught up? Oh, that's just me. Have I knocked it? The playhead.
Oh, they have.
There we go.
Oh, that's just me. Have I knocked it?
Whoa.
Playhead.
Okay.
We have two Ranzees.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, it's live now. Here we go. All right, so let's try it again.
Yeah, solder mask. That's friction, I guess.
Yeah. So we want to get that just on top of it, and we want to slide it, right? That's the trick. So heat it up.
Yeah, but it's not really wicking. I think you need a bit more. I reckon just put a little dab of solder on the end of your tip before you try.
It's right inside the hole. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's.
Yeah, I know. It's.
I'm going to see if I can get the camera.
I know what you mean, because I've seen that as well and gone, there's no way the solder wick's going to work, and then it does.
Can you see? Because that
Yep.
that's showing you now how it's deep inside the hole now.
Yeah. You'd be surprised though how when solder wick works properly, it'll suck that up even though it's seemingly a mile away.
What the hell? Why'd my camera just go die?
Mm.
No, you've gone weird on me. Come back. There we go. Okay. Well, for now, it ain't getting a 1K resistor there.
Leave it to the end when you've got a cooler head.
No, I'm going to drill it out with a tiny little bit of drill bit.
Yeah,
Tiny drill bit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. Or buy some flux, one of the two.
I
But
think
yeah.
it's counterintuitive how you sometimes need to more solder to desolder.
No, I understand why. It's the chemistry of it. Why is that doing that? Do you need a smack?
Hello? No, that's Ranzee. Yeah, he's doing some circuit board stuff.
What the hell? That's really annoying.
Birthday's coming up.
Camera's just like flickering on and off.
Yeah, it's like cutting in and out.
Maybe I turn it. Maybe it's getting hot or something.
Ooh, might be getting hot.
Let's reboot it. That's the PC. That should be the GoPro.
What to do?
We're getting black screens right now, guys. Sorry.
I might do the one link.
Okay, that's GoPro should come on now. GoPro's on, good.
Day 12. I'm right up there.
Okay, so that's working. All right.
Yeah. Just wanted to show you that my workbench is nearly as messy as yours, so you don't feel so bad.
Oh, it's actually not messy. It's just the camera makes it look messy.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, it's actually not messy. And I've got, a project in the middle, so I'm not really feeling too...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when I'm in the cut and thrust of it, things get a little bit untidy, but yeah.
Come on.
So I need capacitors.
Okay. So I've got the second to last one in. Where's the dodgy spot? Dodgy. Where are you? So that's what I need to get in, that one there. I could probably get it in the old-fashioned way. And I could just I could put the tip of it on there, solder it from that side. But I feel like I'm better off actually just seeing if I can go through that hole.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's the resistor that goes in there. That one.
Being a resistor, it doesn't really care if it gets hot, so you can afford to, apply heat for a long time as you wrestle with it.
I could just push that through there and then heat it up on that side and just keep pushing. I feel like there's not very much solder in there for me to do that, so I should get a win. I have done this before and it did work. I just don't know if it's going to work for me.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the rudimentary way of doing it, right? So
yeah, it's the sort of traditional.
I'm just brute forcing it in.
Apply a bit of heat. Yeah, okay.
Heat on the leg, just on the pad there, and just push on it. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go.
Yeah.
It'll go, don't
Maybe.
worry. It nearly got it. I nearly got it. I just got, my hand got hot, so I need to hold it with something.
Yeah. It's tricky, so don't worry about the images too much.
I'm not worried about the image.
I'm good.
I'm actually using it for myself. I'm being,
Yeah.
it's beneficial to you guys, but I'm actually using it for myself. I'm thinking maybe not pliers, maybe tweezers. Let's just see pliers first, because you can get more rip out of a plier.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, go through, you bastard. Oh!
I reckon you need more solder.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon you need to pretty much flood that whole pad with solder. Start from that point. Because the problem is what you're getting is transferring of heat. You want the heat to get down to the solder that you want to move, but it can't move unless it's got some kind of medium for the heat to go through. But I think you need more solder.
Yeah, I probably do. I'm just going to give it one more Captain Crunch.
And then it's time to pull out the drill.
Yeah, the little tiny mini drill bits, eh?
Like that or something.
I don't usually have these little problems.
Of course not. It's because you're filming it.
It's not. It's just I don't usually have these problems. Even filming, I've filmed heaps of stuff. It's just that, I don't know, for some reason it just didn't want to play ball today. Oh, that's hot. That's hot. Go through. Go through. Go through. Ouch. Ouch. It's almost through. Yeah. Drill time. You suck. Anyway, that's quite a bit done. I've only got one more batch of resistors to go, and then where are we at with the list? So I've only got 1 megs to go, and then I've got 2 diodes, and then capacitors, ICs, transistors, fuses, electrolytic capacitors, and then headers. And that's it.
Yeah. Total.
I mean, the long part of these jobs, I know you know, Chris, but these guys don't, is the resistors, because you've got so many of them.
Yeah.
It takes forever.
And they're the most easy thing to put in the wrong place.
Just takes forever.
Yeah, it does take a while. Like, ooh.
Okay, should I not put that resistor in at all? I just don't want to.
As long as you make sure you don't lose it.
I just don't want to lose it.
Exactly. Yeah. Put a big sticky label on it saying, "Put this in." Don't forget them.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the other camera. Hopefully it's still working. Of course, it's going to go back to. No, that's my. Oh, it's not. So GoPro keeps shutting down. There it is. I don't know if it's a connection or if it just heats up. Yeah, I reckon it's that connection on that HDMI cable because it's just gone off now. It takes the software like a nanosecond to go, oh, you've actually disconnected me. Okay. Also, it looks like the battery doesn't want to charge any more than 94%.
Yeah.
You see how I burst that battery before? It's hard to pick up on the camera, but see how it's bulged? Look at that.
Yeah, you got a bulger.
It's got a gut like me. Hey?
Yeah. I get them in my old phones. So I have to take the back of the case off.
All right, let's clean up some of this crap because I've got the frustrations happening. Okay. Now this mess that you can see here, boys, is all the resistor legs that I've cut off. And it looks like an absolute nightmare. But that all gets brushed away and chucked in the bin a bit later on.
Of course it does.
So don't stress.
I actually recycle mine for bumpers and joints and stuff.
Oh, there's no point. There's so many. There are so many. Right, as I mentioned 3,000 times before, whenever you're doing resistors, always check. This one should be 1 meg. So always check them with your multimeter. Because I have bought a kit before and I didn't get the right resistors in the kit. That's 1 meg, guys.
I use these little component testers.
Yeah, I've got one of those somewhere. But for people that don't have all the cool gadgets, do you know what I mean?
No. Oh, absolutely. And I actually use a mixture of old and new techniques, so quite often pull out the multimeter because it's easier, quicker to get to, especially if it's in circuit. You can't really probe with this thing.
So where's the 1 megas? There's only 4 of them. There's 2 here. So these would have something to do with power, I would say, because they're near the pin header.
What are you building, Rant?
This is the Bastel Quattro Figaro. It's a quad. There's the faceplate on it. It's upside down. Sorry, you guys can see it this way around, I guess. It's a quad VCA with a couple of extra bits, and it's got a nice wooden. Oh, camera just went off, didn't it?
Camera.
Seriously, guys. This is so unreliable. I should bring my other camera up here.
That GoPro giving you crap.
Yeah, it's just giving me crap. Just give me a sec. I'm going to grab the other camera.
I've got a 5 and mine gives me heaps of grief. Probably be a 7. Right. 52 resistors in it, so that's a decent number. Focus.
Yeah, I don't know how good this camera is going to be.
That's better.
But the cool thing about it is I should be able to just connect this up to... I need USB to power it, so I'm going to have a USB cable flapping around in the breeze, but that's okay. I should be able to just connect this up to the HDMI that's already here in the GoPro. And we should be cooking with gas. There we go, you can hear that. And then... what do we got? You don't want to play ball? Seriously? Seriously? Why you're not to play ball? Is it the wrong res? Whoop. Come on. This media is incompatible. Wow. Never had that error before. No, the SD card's fine.
That's the first problem I had with my GoPro was it stopped.
It's not a GoPro. This is an old Handycam.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And it should just work. Maybe this HDMI cable's been dodged. Weird. Sorry guys, not the best of camera situations here. Shall we go back to GoPro? There we go. GoPro's playing again. But GoPro seems to be on, off, on, off. Maybe the switches shed itself. Come on. Let's try the GoPro without the charger in it. No, I think she's overheating. Yeah, as soon as I plug that in, it goes... I can't read it, it's upside down. It doesn't like the switcher. Oh, that's a pain. Cameras are failing on me. Okay, GoPro number 2. Let's go get it.
Yeah, maybe cables. Your HDMI cable has a shortening or something.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. Let me just check something. How's the battery on this headset? It says 90%. That's a good sign. All right, let's take this GoPro out. I've got 2 GoPros, so that should help me.
10.
The switcher automatically switches to whatever input is live, and it's going to the overhead camera. Let's try. This GoPro's dead as a dog. What the hell's going on with this GoPro? Boys. This battery bad on it as well, is it? Yeah, I think this battery doesn't want to charge. Oh, see that? Oh.
Guess as far as that.
Yeah, but look at the battery icon.
Oh yeah, it's like battery's no good. Okay. Okay.
We got
So,
something.
So, is it plugged into the? Into
Plugged
the
in.
USB?
We got something. How long it will last, nobody knows. How long it will last, nobody knows. Alright. So what we were doing, 1 meggies.
Yep.
All the 1 meg seem to be here, and I think there's only 4 of them, so that should be a pretty easy job. So yeah, as I was saying earlier in the stream, for those who have joined, VCAs, you can never have enough of them. And sometimes eurorack can get a little bit pricey to buy stuff already made, and it's actually quite a cool thing that you can buy them as DIY kits. Although you get problems like I've had today doing DIY.
Yeah.
You gotta be prepared for
Some days,
troubles.
Some days everything just doesn't work. Well, it doesn't. Good days and bad days.
I probably shouldn't have soldered it under the microscope. I didn't really need to, and that's probably what came a gutser for me.
Yeah, I find if I change anything that I normally do, leads to disaster.
Yeah. Are you still? What happened to you? Why are you not in the top right-hand corner?
I am.
You are? Oh yeah, you are. You're just not on my... Okay. Ah, I worked it out. This screen that I'm looking at in front of me, you guys can see the bottom of the screen, at the bottom of the camera there, is actually just showing, obviously, the camera.
Okay.
Not the feed. The feed is showing on my laptop. Yeah, got it. Okay. So far, so good with the GoPro. Let's cross our fingers. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to buy some more cameras to replace these GoPros because they're not being reliable.
Okay. Put it on the back side. So.
Hang on a minute, didn't I just do 4 of those? What?
Press this direction.
Oopsie.
I'm going to go in geek mode. Devices on.
I put it in the wrong spot.
Oh no.
There we go. Now it's in the right spot.
Yeah, as long as you haven't soldered it, it's not a mistake.
It's not a mistake until it's soldered.
That's right.
See, this is how I normally do it. I've got my magnifying glass here, and I've just got this sitting down on the bench, right?
Yeah.
And then I can move the board around as I need it.
Exactly. You still get a little bit of three-dimensional perspective when you use that, as opposed to using the microscope. I find you kind of flattens things out, and you kind of lose the sense of 3D space.
Yeah, that could be a drama, I guess, in some circumstances, because you train your eye to work within 2D space, and it's actually bad for your eyesight.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's like, people that they've done studies. They reckon people that do too many computer games when they were kids always end up wearing glasses.
Yeah, like an early onset myopia or whatever it is.
Yeah, that eye socket doesn't get used to changing the shape.
Yeah. You lose your autofocus.
And that three-dimensional, I know there's a lot of kids out there that don't play sport and things.
Yep, the GoPro just died.
Yep. That's okay. It's good timing because we're going to go under here and check the solderings. So.
Oh, that's better.
Which way, Miss Jane? How many have I got here? 1, 2. Yeah. Then I should have... Which way am I going? Oh, there they are. 3, 4. And then much better joints, I feel, there.
Yeah.
The other ones were fine. They were just a bit smaller because you were doing it more microscopic. Now I'm chopping, you can't see, but I'm chopping the leads off, the legs off. I'll put the GoPro back on in a few minutes when it's decided to cool down and stop being a little baby. Alright, so next is the diodes, I believe, and you've got to be careful with diodes. Let's see, actually, we probably want to get the GoPro going for this. Because diodes are polarized, which means they can only go one way around. And hopefully GoPro worky. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. Who's enjoyed Bonnie snoring all day? I think it's been brilliant.
That's how I knew I was on the right stream.
Alright. So diodes, see how they've got the little grey or silver, you want to call it, tip at one side and not at the other. So if you put them around the wrong way on your circuit board, they won't gate the electronic signal properly. So the gate will be the opposite way around to what it's supposed to do. So that's kind of important. Now these are 1Ns, so we want to look for the 1Ns on the board. Where are we? There's only 2 of them, so it can't be far. Hello? This is what I'm looking at, by the way. Is that in focus? It's hard for me to tell. It's upside down. It's upside down, right? Here we go.
Yep. It's in focus. Interesting board layout, very geometric.
Well, in the end, it's going to be like that, right? Because then you'll put your header over the top, and then that then goes over the top of that, like that. So there's the lay of the land, right? So it sandwiches like that.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's go back to finding where these diodes are. 1N baby. So Chris, I'm actually thinking that's where they go there. Next to my finger. You see that?
Yep. No big fat diodes. Black fat diodes. Yep. Big fat flat. Big fat flat.
So the silver bit is where the little rectangle is, and the black is where the big rectangle is. So when you're putting them in, you want to have, in that particular case, the one that's on the inside, you want to have the silver bit going, right? It's
basically line up stripes.
Line up the stripes.
With the black silk screen stripe.
So you want to have it going, get in there, you bastard.
They're fatter legs. Oh, those ones? The fattest legs.
Big, chunky legs.
Yeah.
Just don't choose girlfriends like that. Generally, not a good rule of thumb. So that's the way that one goes around. So you can see the silver tip going the right way. And the other one, the silver tip needs to be facing down. Okay. I don't know if the camera picked that up properly, but some people just don't get the basic stuff, and this is why I love YouTube, because you might read something and you just know, I don't understand it, I just don't get what they're trying to say. But then you see a guy do it on YouTube and you think, thank you, now I get it. Yeah, because they're visual people.
Yeah, exactly. People who digest seeing something rather than being told it, or even an illustration isn't necessarily great for everyone.
See that?
Yeah,
easy.
Good.
So we'll just solder those babies in.
You know what the worst thing is with when you've got a single PCB and you put component in, did I put that in the right way? I just need to see what's behind the diode. Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Printed circuit boards. That's the great luxury of doing production runs of multiple units, is that you can always refer back to a blank PCB.
True. You guys have got the luxury of that.
Yeah. But otherwise, you've always got the build manual, which quite often has the full silk screen in the PDF.
Yep.
So that's a good one to go back to and refer to whenever you're not sure if you put something in the right way. Check it on the PDF.
This brand of solder, I swear, has been so good.
Yep, I've got a roll of that.
There goes the GoPro. Sorry, guys. Just really been letting me down, these cameras today. I don't work usually over here, if you guys are wondering. But it's almost perfect timing because we get to check the soldering. And I know a lot of people won't have these cameras. These are really cheap. They're about $100 Aussie, or They're pretty good, aren't they? You happy with those, Chris?
What, the solder?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to use this all the time when I was doing hobby electronics before I got into music, DIY electronics. Because now I use the RS home brand solder. I tell you what, I don't like any of the solder from Altronics or JCar.
No.
Awful.
So where did I just do it? These, there, and there. So quite good. Like for me, if you're inspecting a solder joint, that's really, really good, right? And then you can look on the other side at the components going through the hole. And that's what
Nice.
you want to see.
That's good.
You want to see a flow, right? Like that. That one, maybe not so much, but you can see in the hole, you're still seeing a good coating around the pin.
Yeah. It isn't too much of a problem.
For me, that's better than that. Personally.
Sure, but I wouldn't fuss over it too much.
Let's see if we can get GoPro to go again. All right, what do we got next, boys?
More diodes?
No, we're going to do ceramics now.
No signal diodes. Interesting.
Ceramics. Sorry, the cameras are black at the moment, guys. I apologise. I do apologise. Here we go. Hopefully we can... This battery does not seem to want to charge. I don't know why.
So have you got it plugged into the USB power?
Yep.
And it's not charging? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It just keeps coming up with a battery problem. So I'm now gonna have to buy another GoPro battery, but this time I'm not going to be going to the GoPro brand. Because look at that. That is just shocking. And that's actually not that old. It's probably only a couple of years old. All right, we want to go with 100 NF, 100 naughty farads for those playing along at home. Where are me naughty farads? Ooh, we've got a couple of loosey-gooseys. Be careful of loosey-gooseys, because we're going to need those a bit later on. Might be an idea if you've got a bag like this of components and you've got loosey-gooseys everywhere to chuck them back in the bag. even my little resistor that I haven't managed to put in yet, I'm going to chuck that in the bag.
That's where I keep anything that I haven't put into the...
So these are all the bits I've got left to do. You can see there's ICs and a few ceramics, but there's a whole bunch of ceramics here. And we need to get those out. But what have we got here first is this big packet of the same size.
There'll be 104s, I suspect.
They are indeed 104s.
We use them like the clavers.
So 104s are 100 nanofarads, right?
Correct.
And easiest way, you can usually just pull them out like this, right?
Yeah, I tend to snip them.
I just go like that.
Yeah. The reason why I don't do that is because you end up with adhesive eventually getting onto the circuit board and contaminating.
What, do you snip the actual legs off, do you?
I actually snip them straight off at the base.
Right.
There
you go. Nice little tip there from the expert.
It's only because I tend not to use the full length of the leads these days. I used to when I did the bending trick. But nowadays I use a frame and a pad underneath it that holds the components down.
So we want to put them in the 100N. Well, I didn't quite get it on the camera there, but there's 100N. Now, capacitors can go either way around, doesn't matter.
Those ones, they're not polarized. So
correct. It's only the electrolytic ones, generally speaking. Not all, but generally speaking, electrolytic. But usually those ones you have to put them around the right way. Okay, so for me, I've always done that.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you're going to snip the adhesive off anyway, so It's no
Yeah,
big
but
deal.
as you go through the hole.
Well, that's what she said. Set you up for that one. These have got chunky legs, and I hope I haven't soldered another hole here. I freaking have.
Oh,
Never again am I going to be doing that on camera. I blame YouTube.
I can see.
I'm
Something
gonna get a needle or a pin or something. Let's see if I can get through it that way. I'll sort these things out later though, off camera, because it's kind of not really conducive. Yeah, so these little jobs, they're fun. When you get the fruition, you get to a point where you go, oh, this is coming together. Yeah, this is getting sexy.
The best part is when you switch it on and it actually works.
I don't think I've ever had an electronic project that I've done DIY that hasn't worked first off.
Yeah, I think the people that have that problem, it tends to be perhaps maybe a lack of inspection.
You notice with me, I inspect as I go.
Sorry, what was that?
I inspect as I go.
Yeah.
And then
it's a lot easier to inspect components as you add them rather than after the fact. But sometimes, like on my kits, when there's a whole lot of resistors, I like to do a kind of a visual inspection match thing with an image of a previously known good board. Just do a visual kind of sort of visual check of especially the resistor codes. Just sort of. The human eye can be really good at that sometimes because it finds differences in patterns.
There you go. There's a 104 for you guys to look at while I do the rest. Yeah, I do. I agree. I think that way is also a way that I've probably done once or twice as well. And I don't profess to be an expert at this, mate. No. It's just that it's not my first rodeo, that's all.
That's all right. As I said, experience counts for a lot. That's why I tell people to just try it. It'll be a little bit easier the second time, a little bit easier the third time, so on and so forth.
Well, get yourself a little kit from your local electronics shop. It doesn't have to be a Eurorack. Just get yourself a little kit, a Funway kit.
Start with inexpensive stuff.
Yeah.
Don't jump into massive Befico Honoroy, for example.
That took you a while to build, didn't it?
Oh, bloody hell. It's a weird one because it took so long that I have a very distinct memory of doing it. Like, usually I don't have a distinct, like, actually going back there moment.
Yeah.
I think it was like watching the Tokyo Olympics. So we had kayaking mixed with soldering, mixed with headers and red circuit boards and muddled in my head.
I probably would just. I mean, I don't know how much you saved. There's some projects where you'll just go, great, and it's cool that that's a DIY, but there's just no way I'm going to invest that amount of time just to save $100.
Yeah. There are some things that are just possibly a bit stupid.
I don't think it's stupid. I just think it's some people will go, yep, cool. That's no brainer for me. They can build things a lot quicker than I can. Go for it. But for me, I probably wouldn't do the Wanneroi.
It's a know thyself, isn't it? You're either if you're the kind of person who at a certain point I'm going to get frustrated and start doing silly things, and I don't want to put myself in that position, as opposed to someone who is, if I get overwhelmed, I'm just going to leave it and come back tomorrow.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
feel tense about it, you know. Different personality.
100N. Where are you? There. That's the one that I can't get in. Okay, good. Where else are you? Serious?
This is not one. No. Going to.
Is there more 100Ns on the other board?
What? That was a bad experiment. There might be some on the control board.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it now. This board here.
I try not to put them on the control board. You want to put as much similar components on.
I can't see any 100Ns on there. It's all Ks, which is all resistor stuff, right?
Yep.
The only one I can see is... What's happened to my camera? There, and that's the one I've got to fix the hole. You can see the hole's not all the way through. And then when I do that, I can do the 1K resistor as well. 100N, 100, I found them!
Well done.
They were in between the ICs. I see, said the blind man.
I swear they do hide because I built.
Well, it makes sense where they are.
Yeah.
So that's one, and where's the other one? The last one is there. Between the other IC. Can you guys hear the rain, or is it coming through the mic or not?
No, it's not coming through, I don't think. Because
I'm using the Rode Pro, whatever they're called, the wireless ones at the moment.
Yeah, wireless go.
Okay, so the 100Ns are in. I can solder those. Let's see if we can get some happening. Some happening.
What happens when you're not concentrating?
That's my daughter's snorkel trip a couple of years ago. Brollis. Bonnie, you get the world's best snorer reward. Lots of farads.
Many farads.
Storing lots of current. Legs spreading time. Do you prefer a pointed tip or a splayed tip?
You mean on soldering iron?
Yeah.
I use a conical tip at the moment. I
Oh,
change.
conical.
I tend to only change what tip I use when my soldering iron dies and I have to buy a new one. So yeah, at the moment I'm using a fairly fine conical tip, a Weller one. But I mostly use the sort of the fat bit of it, so I use it in a bit of an unorthodox way. I probably should be using a chisel.
Mm.
I've got enough of them there, but it's just a pain in the ass to keep them changing. I hate it. I haven't ever found a use for the ridiculously fat one though.
Like a plumber's tip.
It is.
Yeah. Well, that's probably what it's for, though, hey?
But doing the pipes.
Doing the pipes, plumber bum, getting your big plumber bum out.
I've got all sorts of ones here. Got fat ones, skinny ones.
What have I forgotten?
It's time for the wireless.
Oh, there goes the Pro.
Yeah.
Time for it to go.
11.
Alright, so
Eva.
I did accidentally put another bit of solder in a hole just then again, so I'm actually, I've decided it's actually me today being stupid.
Well, I don't know. I was doing some stupid filling as well yesterday, so maybe it's something in the air.
Maybe. We'll take that, eh? Alright, let me snip these first and then we'll inspect. Snip, snip, snip. Snippity, snip, snip, snip. Oh, there's more legs on. No, I'm not going to do that. We're streaming. Oh wow, I've managed to solder a leg. I'm having a shocker. What can we do here? We can pull it up. Nobody will know now. It never happened, Chris. There's my little spot. Don't we just love that? Anyway, I feel like we're looking pretty good. Not really happy about those two being so close to each other. So we want to get you off. That's a bit better.
Was a good start. Right. Tons pots.
That one's fine, it's underneath. And the one next to it, it's better if it comes off. I mean, this is real minor. Like, what looked like a huge leg really isn't like that.
Yeah, snippers to scale. As opposed to SpaceX where it's human.
Okay, where are we? So look how close those two are. Not much you can do about it. It's just the design of the board.
Yeah. Yeah, I've changed the footprint of some of my components on my board. And the pins are just too close together. I figure if I had problems with it, what hope does someone else got? So I space them out a bit more whenever I can.
Yeah. So this is why you inspect, guys. I just had a little cross join here.
Yeah. You were getting a short and you didn't.
You would not have seen it either.
No.
See that's a tip. Those things are tiny, by the way.
That's why I use these to do my inspection.
What is that?
Loop. 20 times.
Oh, like the jeweler's loop?
Yep.
Yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, but it's really good for you get in there and you can look at it in different dimensions, different angles.
Yeah, and you don't have focus problems like you do with the camera.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty much done. There. Why is this shutting down?
I don't want to do that. Oh. Clean up, Chris.
Okay, there we go. Right, so what we're looking at now... Whoa, camera just literally lost its
Ooh, we need
footing.
a 47 picofarad.
Yeah. But what I'm looking at now is just seeing if we can get the camera on the right angle here. So if we're just looking at it to make sure we're happy with its seating in the board. Okay. Really, you don't have to go to this sort of trouble. You really don't. It's just a little bit of fun.
Well, if you enjoy it. Like I quite enjoy inspecting. It's part of the process, so you might as well. I guess because I'm doing production runs, it's a bit different, but I quite enjoy just inspecting things.
See, there's a hole that I've filled up that I shouldn't have.
Yeah. Little hole filler you.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's a hole. Might as well fill it up. Ah, dear. Why does that keep slipping down? Like that. See that? It's not holding it.
Is that your focus?
Yeah, but why is it not holding it? It's weird. It's never done that before. Serious? What the hell? Do I have to tighten something on that? Everything's failing me today.
Is it electronic focus or?
No, manual.
Okay, so it's a mechanical issue.
Yeah. But seriously though.
Chinese.
Oh my god. Nothing lasts. Alright, so we've got problems with holes, all sorts of things going on here. But we are progressing. So what's next?
Should probably more capacitors.
Yeah, but which? The 47s, yeah.
Yeah, it'll
You
go
thought-
down. Actually, that's interesting, yeah. Everyone puts them in different orders, I guess.
Nanos to picos. Yeah. I don't have a problem with that. What I want to do now though is I just want to give that little area a little, not really like a clean, but just get rid of that pile of crap. Because it was starting to look pretty bad. Now, you guys can't see what I'm doing, but hopefully we can get GoPro to work again. Now, we need to find some picos in the big baggie of goods. So if we take out ICs, yes, we know.
Oh, one's already ready to go. You want to prepare that?
Yeah, so we've got a whole bunch of stuff loose in this bag and I've just tipped them all out, right? And I'm going to put back in, this is a pain because you're going to do this 5 or 6 times. But I'm going to put back in the things that I know I don't need. And what I'm left with, we know about that blue resistor, that's our 1K. And there should be a 104 in here, which I've just chucked in. So let's make sure there's the 104 there. So we'll put that back in the bag with the resistor. What we should be left with is, according to the BOM, which is short for Bill of Materials, there's 8 47s, right? So you guys can eyeball 8 here. Two, 4, 6, 8. No, there's more. Okay. So that means that we've got different ones. Yeah, that's a different one there. Okay. So get them all together. There's 3, there's 5, 6. Turn over. 7. Can tell just by eyeballing it that's different, because just with the legs,
Yep.
See how the legs look?
Different spacing.
Different spacing. So they go back in the bag, and we'll get those out later again. So now it should be 8.
You can read the codes though on them, can't you?
Yeah, we can.
Again, that's why I like the loop, because you always keep it in your hand, so always nearby, so that you can just always check the codes on things, even as you pick them up. I even do that sometimes.
On the board, it's got 47PF and 47P, and then it's also, and then there's also 47K as well. So be careful.
Yeah.
So this one is getting a bit tricky. So I don't know if I can show you guys this. Actually, let's do this under the microscope because it's actually pretty cool. All right. So see how there's a 47K there? Where can we find the 47P? So So there's a 47PF next to a 47K, just to piss you off. All right, and
They're different.
there's
shapes, yeah, obviously.
there's a 47K. Obviously, the diagram is different. One looks like a resistor, one looks like a something else. And then somewhere else on here, you've got 47P.
Yeah.
Now that's definitely the same thing. 47P and 47PF, same thing. But yeah, interesting, hey?
Yeah. It's easy to do in your EDA software to slightly change, because the software doesn't sort of care whether you put a P or there's a PF, and also the other thing about component values being written on the actual board, it kind of doesn't come for free in some of the packages. You kind of have to go out of your way to replace all of the values that are just for mechanical positioning to actually be on the silk screen. I have to do that a lot on my boards.
Yeah.
But yeah, because I think that's really only come from the DIY world. Didn't see that before, but it's really, really handy. Even I use it now when doing production runs.
I would always do it. I know it's extra work. The reason why they didn't do it was extra work when they didn't need to, especially if it was being machine built, right?
Yeah, machine build is pointless. Yeah.
But when you're troubleshooting a board, it's great.
Yeah, as I said, it's really good for if you put something on the board and you just want to confirm whether you made a mistake or not. And again, you look at the component value and double check it without having to desolder. Gives you extra level of confidence, I find, having everything written on the board.
So now we've got two 47Ps, no, one 47P there that I can't get through because I need to drill a hole. He says, with trepidation. Gotta find my little pin thing. When you need a toolkit to find stuff. So what I'm trying to find now is just something. I want to poke a hole through these.
Yeah.
These little solder. Yeah, but I want to find something a bit more stronger than a pin. I can go grab a pin though if I need to.
A needle. Sewing needle might be.
Yeah, like a sewing needle maybe. Probably have one here. No, that's too big. Geez, when you hold something in your hand and you think, oh, that's tiny, and then you try and put it in the PCB.
There you go. Gee, the PCB's tiny.
Wow. That is tiny. I don't think I'm going to have any luck finding any tools that will do that. I don't think. Which is kind of disappointing because you'd hope to have a little pokey tool, right?
Yeah.
But I've got a pokey tool, but it's too big.
Yeah, I bought a set of supposedly desoldering spiky pointy needle things.
Yeah.
And I think the first one I used, it broke straight away, and all the others were too large for anything.
Too big, yeah.
It was not a great purchase on my part.
Well, that's the thing, eh? You just don't know what you're getting sometimes.
In Tongland?
Yep. What's the bet? I find it later on, what I'm looking for, because I know I've got it.
Whenever you don't need it, that's when you'll find the thing you've lost. Always.
Yep. All right, so drill bit now. Miniature, minute drill bit. None of these. Even that one, which looks tiny, is way too big.
Yep, it's only a 16th.
Yep.
1.6 million.
Oh, you little bugger. That's too big. Oh, that one could do it. We might have a chicken dinner winner. It might be too big. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to look massive here. But I want to see if it's got any markings on it that I can... Don't see any numbers on there. No. It's too big. It's about 3 times too big.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So what we want to look for is something around the size of that as a drill bit. So look at the difference. I don't think I've got a drill bit that small.
No. You need a micro drill set.
Yeah. I think that one that I've got there that I'm showing you now, that's not the smallest I've got, but I think there's only something that's only one size smaller than that. And yeah. Yeah, needle time, I think. So what we want to do is we want to get that sucker in. That sucker in. Where are you? Come back. Those two. And not fill any more holes up. Where's my resistor gone? There's my resistor. They're the 3 components I've got to get back in.
Focus, you bastard.
Is it focusing? Oh, yours.
My camera, yeah. That's my micro drill set.
Hang on.
It doesn't.
Hang on, I've got to go to Zoom to look at it because you're tiny.
I'm tiny.
Yeah, that is small, hey? Interesting. All right.
Goes down to 0.5. 0.2 to 0.5. Rarely need them, but very handy.
One of these holes is going to come good. I can just feel it. Oh, yes! He's done one. Where are we? That, baby.
Hey.
I done it.
All right.
47p, which is that one there. Hey. I just used the solder sucker for that, and it worked. Okay, so 47p's done. Let's see if I can get the 100N to do the same thing.
Why not while you're on a roll?
Yeah. Where'd you go? 100N is there. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got it. That's 2 done. 100N fixed. Cool.
Nice.
100N going in, which says 104 on the jobber.
Yep, that's 100 in.
Then
1 0 and 4 zeros is 100,000 picofarads, which is 100 nanofarads.
yeah.
Try saying that 10 times fast.
So you reckon to put a bit of solder on that hole on the other one, and it might suck it through.
I reckon, yeah, you've got a better chance of solder sucker working if it's got a bit of solder to work with, particularly because of the transference through a through hole. Because of the it's always difficult to get the heat transfer, and solder is, solder is like the best heat transfer.
Well, I sucked it through from the front before, so we'll see if we can do that again. You guys can't see any of this, of course, but luck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No. If you don't get it after 5, you haven't got it. You gotta be careful not to put too much heat on a board.
You don't want to distract the pad.
I think most of the solder mask, most of the soldering is gone on this. Things are talking to me through my headset, which is annoying. Nah, that one is going to need a drill or a pin or something.
Yeah.
Okay. That one I can do later anyway, that's fine. That's not going to be too hard to get to. It's right in the middle of the board. Where is it? Find it there.
Cool. So, yeah, you'll be able to get to that.
I'll be able to get to that. It's not a problem.
Okay.
All right, I'll sort that out later. Let's keep going. Let's see if we can get GoPro going again. Wow, this technology is just really letting me down today. Really disappointing. What do we got next to do? We've got the dip packs now, the deals, IC sockets. And we've got to make sure that they are facing the right way. So there's 4 14 pin and 2 16 pins.
The 14s will be op amps and 216s will be LM13700.
Yep, just hang on a sec. Just got to get that off there. All right, I just had to talk to someone just then. Sorry about that. Can you hear me okay?
Yep.
Good, good. You weren't, that was muted, wasn't it? Hopefully.
Yes, it was muted.
Oh, technology
If
worked.
if you raise your voice at someone, I would have noticed.
All right, so dip packages are on the other side of the ICs here. So they're the 216s, that's obvious there, because they're bigger. So let's put them aside. And we'll do the 14s first because there's more of them there. Going to move the camera a little bit more so you guys can see. Keep knocking the camera. Now, I still have to solder those legs as well. I haven't done those legs yet. So I'll probably do that first and then I'll put the dip packages in. Right, so the dip packages, they have to go where the little notch is. So there's a little notch just there. And on the board, you can actually see the notch on the PCB printing. So it actually makes it easier for you. Now, the only thing that I don't like about doing these is, generally speaking, you will have to get like a bit of solder on one of the legs first.
Oh, yeah, I often do too.
Yeah, stop it from rocking.
Yeah, make sure it's because once you've with two joints, you can reflow each joint, flatten it out.
Yeah. Generally speaking, you want to get one in somehow at least anyway, but
Exactly.
2 is good. 2 is good. I'll go with 2. So 2's on there. And I might as well do these other legs while I'm at it. Geez, I've been streaming for hours.
Since this morning.
Yeah, it's kind of pubbish the way I'm doing this.
Yeah. That's the spirit in which I'm taking it. Instead of Kent's pub workshop, it's Ranzee's workshop.
Yeah. Kent is good though because he actually fixes real synthesizers.
Yeah. I was
Something
going to say,
something that I'll never ever own.
with a minimal amount of swearing, not.
I like it. There's dogs, there's synths. It's my type of world. And he's a good fella.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, stop bending on me. Sort of bend on me. All right. Getting closer to the end of these legs. And of course that just shuts down, doesn't it? Ah, sigh. They're not really built for running long periods of time. That's the problem with them,
Yeah.
the GoPros.
Yeah. They're designed for an action. It's why they're called action cams. Do you reckon they just get bored, maybe?
There's not action.
If the pixel's not moving enough, and they just go.
Yeah.
"Ugh."
The AI in them
I'm going to
says,
sleep.
I'm not getting any action.
Exactly.
Shut
I
down.
like it. I should actually turn the heat up on this.
I need to check to make sure I've got all these suckers. Yes, 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 yes. I have a feeling my eyesight's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah. Well, I can't solder now really without the magnifier.
Oh, I can't do that, yeah.
No. And I used to be able to read some component values with the naked eye. I have to use a loop now. But yeah, no, I've been pretty lucky with iSet. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, JK, thanks for reminding me. It's Funky Con time.
What's that?
Funky Con time. Funky Con.
Don't know what that is.
You don't know what Funky Con is?
No.
Please see what Funky Con is.
Oh. Wondering what you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about an obscure game from Nintendo era.
All right, so I'm kind of getting fatigued with this, so I'm going to move back over. Yeah, I'm going to move back over here.
Late lunch.
I haven't even had lunch.
Well, you're going to have lunch at the same time as me then.
I'll probably just skip it and just have dinner.
Oh.
Okay.
Let's fill that up.
There we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had to use the wireless headset, which the battery on it is very, very quick at discharging. It probably if I'm lucky, these are like a gaming headset. If it lasts an hour, I'll be very, very lucky. So yeah, let's do this.
Yeah. I often wonder, with the USB power supply on a GoPro and cameras like that, I'm never sure whether the battery condition is still going to prevent it from working. Because sometimes, you know, you can remove the battery and the USB will still power it, and other times it always goes through the battery. So even if you've got a perfectly good USB power supply, if you've got a slightly duffed battery, it brings down the whole show. I hate that design. But it's quite often it's the design for electronic components that need to run off batteries for most of their life and do it efficiently. You're looking up batteries.
Trying to get the second person in here, which is you. I think it might be this one. No. It's not that. Well, why would it be that? It's down below. Yeah, that's the one. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, so apart from the technology issues I've had today, oh, you can see the shit fight over there. Streaming wise, how long have we been going for? Nearly 4 hours. That's crazy.
Time flies.
Yeah. But I mean, if you're not filming yourself doing stuff, you're going to be doing it twice as quickly as that.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, still on the first PCB. Yep. I'll probably, can you hear me twice? So I'll probably turn this off. The batteries are getting low on these anyway.
Well, maybe I can hear you first. Yeah. Kind of louder. Sounded louder rather than twice.
Okay, that's off now anyway.
Because you're pretty close to the mic. You're about the same distance from your dynamic mic and your
Yep.
other one, so it was doubling up in a phase coherent way.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to probably end it, I reckon, and then I'll come back to this project another time. Yeah. Been good fun. Yeah.
No worries.
Thanks. See you guys.
See you next time.
Catch up.
Bye.